Hey guys, what's up? Jordy here and welcome to my quick tip video. In this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to shoot a reportage, and in particularly I'm going to show you a checklist that you have to run through whenever you go shoot a reportage. Alright guys, so I've got this document right here and you can download that from the description down below. Now, what is this document here? It's actually a 7-step that you need to follow throughout when you're shooting a reportage. It's actually a checklist. So, first of all, you need to have an opening shot. When I'm talking about a reportage, by the way, guys, then I'm talking about filming an event, for example. Now, let me take an example of an Apple event, because I happen to have some stock footage of that. Now, first of all, you have to start with an opening shot. You have to introduce what is going on, and that could be a subject. So in my case, that was an apple girl that I brought with me, and she was sharing apples. She had this basket, and our opening shot is that she went to the event and that she is going to visit the event. Now, next, or not really next, or somewhere throughout the reportage, you need to make sure that you have an establishing shot so that people know where they are. Then the next thing is change camera frames. That is also very important. Whenever you film an action, make sure that you have multiple shots of that same action. For example, you have a crowd listening to people that are giving a workshop. Now, don't just take one shot of that. Make sure that you have multiple shots. A long shot, a medium shot, a close-up, multiple shots to make a good edit. And also make sure that you have different camera angles, because that is the fourth thing on our checklist. Make sure to have different camera angles of the same action. People are getting bored if they will see the same action from the same camera angle. So make sure to vary in that. Then the fifth thing is interviews. Always shoot an interview, even though that your client, or if you don't want to do that yourself, make sure to always have that. It's very important to have an interview. And even though you don't want to use it after all, then you can leave it out. But make sure that you just shoot an interview. If something wouldn't be clear in your reportage, you can always stick that interview on top of it, and that will make things clear. Now, a couple of things here when it comes to interviews. If you shoot multiple interviews, then make sure that you change position too. The person that is asking the questions, make sure that he or she is standing on both sides. So for the first interview, she or he stands on the right side of the camera, and then she is standing on the left side of the camera. And by doing that, you are creating a more dynamic edit. Another thing, change camera frames. If you're always going to shoot in that long shot or medium shot, then it's going to be the same thing all over again. Make sure, and you can even do that during an interview, when you feel that it's getting a little bit long, just zoom in, take a close-up for a moment. Then your next interview, you can take a medium shot. Then even the next interview, maybe go a little bit longer. That way it will edit more naturally. A good tip here also is to film the hands of the person that you are interviewing. If he is doubting about something while he is talking, you can cut that out and you can paste the hands of him while he is talking on top of it. Then you always have something to edit that fluently. And then the sixth step, or the sixth item on our checklist, is the side story. And this is in most cases a joke. On every event or whenever you go shoot a reportage, try to look for something side of it. Now, in our case, on the Apple event, there was this man who was actually a funny guy. He was hired by the event itself to have some kind of animation throughout the event. And that is the side story. Make sure you film that and also edit that into your reportage to create a more dynamic edit, and also to create this breathing moment in your reportage and not always show the same information all over again. And then finally, guys, the item number 7 on our checklist is an ending shot, and I think that's pretty obvious also. In our case, that was the Apple girl leaving the Apple event and saying, "Bye, see you next year." That is an ending shot. So guys, a conclusion right now. Whenever you go shoot a reportage, download this document, print it out, and bring it with you. And make sure that you have each item shot on that reportage. And you will see that you can make a more dynamic edit. Alright guys, I want to thank you a lot for watching, and make sure to subscribe because I'll be doing weekly quick tip videos. And also, if you have an idea for an upcoming quick tip video, then just leave that in a comment down below. See you guys next week.